Hello, this is Kenneth Epler, producing you live while on my walk. Welcome to today's walkcast. I don't know what else to call this. I'm trying to fit in. Anyway, on these podcasts, I usually talk about pony lore or just my stuff, My Little Pony, things that I think about when I'm not usually working right now. And new Tell Your Tale episode coming out with the new lore, and we always want to appreciate that. First, hey, if you haven't already, go ahead, subscribe, like this video. It really helps the channel out. Not that I want to be popular or anything. I just want people to know that this thing exists. So anyway, that man, let's go ahead and get started. Before we come to the important bits, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, and that is the reason why My Little Pony is being the way that it is at the moment. The live action stuff on My Little Pony, they're trying to get to be on, they're trying to make My Little Pony relevant again. In order to do that, they look upon popular Disney characters that actually do that. And yes, I did drop the name Disney. I think they're actually looking at Disney, trying to look at what they're doing, even though what they're doing is actually not relevant at all. They just think of it as like, oh, that's a good IP, let's try to be like them. And then they copy it. That is not a bad idea. Not the worst idea. I mean, I'm looking at Argo Damien and trying to copy his animation style, trying to make everything cinematic and everything. But Argo Damien now has reached to a point where he's just being like a normal, on par with the rest of the world SFM animator, which is not really that more funny and cartoonish more than cinematic. I really enjoyed his cinematic masterpieces. Remembrance is one that comes to mind really easily off the top of my head. Oh my goodness. That pretty much made every brony cry, I'm pretty sure. Probably not as much as Arlie Dashi, but there's that. Anyway, I wanted to be like that level of cinematography and beautification. I aim to please like that. I want it to look like that. That's a good goal, and it's going to take us some time to do that. But you shouldn't always just trust an IP just because they're popular. You shouldn't always just go for the good option, because sometimes the good options make mistakes. Try to aim what you can do, and then we'll figure out how to do it, improve it in there. Anyway, all that being said, is that you shouldn't always just trust Disney and stuff. I bet you're probably not wanting to hear all this. You probably want to get to the good pony stuff, the lore. Yes. Oh, right. The whole reason why I came up to this conversation in the first place, waiting for the wind to pass. The whole reason why I wanted to get to this in the first place is, stop it. Wind, please, stop it. You know what? Freak the wind. I'm going to tell you, the mantra that these ponies have been saying like over and over again. It's the same rhythm and same speech. Lots of people have been associating it with Sailor Moon. It's like, I'm seeing this and I'm like, all right, yeah, I see that. But I don't think they're copying just for a reason. Especially when I saw the butterflies coming out of the Misty. That was a big clue. Remember last episode when a big paper butterfly landed on Misty from Star Swirl to Beardy's book? I think this is just little bits of added energy, because we don't see that when she does the rhythm before. It just shines. So the whole reason Misty was actually eating the book came out was to give her some more power. And I think that was the whole reason for her to come out, because that spell was I saw in this new mock theory video where when Twilight says when magic is ever changing, what if this new character, this new spell book is magic? Magic has a voice, and apparently the voice has been calling to these two ponies. I've been saying it's Flurry Heart, and most of the bronies in the community might say it's from the green alicorn, the green anonymous pony, as we like to call them, just sitting there on the book. Maybe this is the ambiguity of magic, and I think that one might be even more plausible than Flurry Heart. Don't get me wrong, because how would you even associate a figure like magic? You would look like it's anonymous. And so maybe that's why it's so green. It's all coming together. The lore. Oh my goodness, we figured out what the green pony is. It's magic. Sorry, I was talking about Misty's powers, and all of a sudden I was talking about Anonymous and how she's actually magic. I am so sorry. Let me backtrack a little bit. So Misty, being a really important character, she had some bad stuff in the past. She has, but she did a spell which made her past disappear into this magic void. So, somehow she's learning to manipulate what is totally canon. If you think about it, this is not supposed to happen. She's supposed to actually have her past relate with her current future, but she made that disappear from her own butterflies. So she got an upgrade. I don't know about you, but I think Misty got an upgrade somehow. All right. I bet you're all been wondering about this Izzy Moonbow. What do those two photos mean? I've been looking at it. As best of my knowledge right now, I think the picture on the left is a stick bug. Come on, tell me I'm not wrong. It's totally a stick bug. Apparently Izzy Moonbow gets stick bugged in the future. Of course, she gets stick bugged now, but tell me that's not a stick bug. The Hasbro has stick bugged us. What are we gonna do, chat, when they stick bugged us? Oh goodness. The picture on the right is, I know it's has an entrance at the beginning. Like a little hole into something, which leads up to a heart within a heart. Lots of references to hearts nowadays. Mostly because it's probably Valentine's Day or something. But I think it has something to deeper meaning, because I think it has mentions of Flurry Heart, which I don't know. She's the only company I know of that has the word heart in her name. Did the heart come from Generation 1? Which, ow. Look, my theories on both of these items is like that stick bug and that. The picture I want to focus, because I feel like it's something we have seen before. It has an entrance like the Bright House and the Tree House from Generation 4. But do you remember, and I'm thinking about this right now, do you remember how the panels from last episode, Channel Episode 4, when Misty was in the Bright House, do you remember how out of order that was? How G4 was before G3 and then G5 was after that? What if that's the actual timeline? Like, bro, how crazy would it be if the timeline is actually that? And that's how we came across the heart and the magic ever changing and stuff like that. Because we didn't see the smooge. I mean, we did see a smooge and they were friends, but then the witches brought the smooge back and then it caused chaos and it was blue. If you really think about it, maybe we got the timeline wrong. Maybe the timeline is G4, G1, and then G5. A weird combination, because you would think that every single generation would be improving upon the next one going across the timelines, but no. And this is the reason why I think such things, because I think that hole on the left is a time tear. Yeah, time travel. Think about it. Excuse me. Izzy's the one who's the creative one, right? And she might not even have the knowledge to know how to make stuff, but she made the Prismarine lantern, and that's still somewhere around, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe she'll find it again in the future, and then she'll use it to create like a time tear to go back to Generation 1, see Megan, see the unicorn. That's a phrase, right? That's a phrase I can use in this situation, right? No, she can see the elephant. That's the phrase. Oh my goodness. See the elephant, like an old phrase back in the 80s. I don't know. She can see the elephant, and then she can finally, like, I don't know what her role is going to be, but it's going to be something spectacular. Of course, this all calls upon the same season of episode. What if we go back a couple of seasons? There was only like one season. How does this have to do with make your mark or tell your tale? Because there are two different versions, chat. If you remember that there's two different versions. There's the tell your tale places, and then there's the actual 3D animation, which has nothing to do with Tale of Tale or the comics. They all go in separate directions. Izzy Moonbow, ladies and gentlemen, is a time traveler, and she's changing everything. She's going to change everything in G5 in one way or another, or no, actually 3 ways, because they all go their separate direction, but it's the same generation. Do you think time travel is going to happen in this episode? Oh my goodness, I would love... Oh my goodness, my mind is completely blown right now. I think that thing is a time tear. That thing is going to open up. Izzy Moonbow is going to time travel. That's my theory. Violetta, the comic pony. Apparently got our first appearance in Tell Your Tale today, and really excited to see her. Don't know what she's doing here. That kind of dissolves the whole Izzy Moonbo's gonna time travel thing, but yeah, her being here is kind of odd to me. I thought she was just gonna stay in the comics as a reference, but now she's actually in Tell Your Tale, which apparently is someone's OC. So good job on you for finally making it into the episode. Kind of jealous, but at the same time, hey, you probably didn't get paid any royalties either because Hasbro owns you. That's how they do it. Violetta is a gardener, which is so bland. I don't understand. Maybe this is the actual character, and I don't know what it is at the moment. Sorry, I don't mean to say it sounds so bland. It sounds so generic, I meant to say. I think a gardener would be you would have to be a gardener. All right, so if Missy is a gardener, how would she be able to prevent her own earth powers? Correct me if I'm wrong, she's an earth pony, right? So all she has to do is stomp her hooves 3 times, think that there's no place like home, and all of a sudden, boom, all the garden is done. One day. All it takes one day to get everything all pruned and everything. There you go. I don't know if that's how you did it in the OC, but if she's meant to be a gardener, good for you. You're now in a place where there's lots of ponies that are making shrubs on their own, doing gardens on their own perfectly. At least, if that's what you really wanted to be, then at least Hasbro's following their own canon. But good for them. What else do we have? So Star Swirl definitely has imbued the spell book. But if that spell book has been around since G3, where would it have gone? I'd like to hear your thoughts about this time travel theory that I have, that Izzy's gonna time travel. And especially since I passed the white line to make home, so I have to finish up here. Thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble about ponies again. If you like this video, this audio channel or this podcast, please, by all means, I'm going to say it again. Hit the like button, all right? And of course, subscribe for more information. And of course, more wild and out there theories. Because hey, where else are you going to hear these out of the box kind of theories? As you can hear, I'm totally out of breath, so I'm going to go ahead and take my dog in, drink some water, and then I'm going to post this episode. So I wish you and your household peace and a furthy spoop on your snoofa. So thank you so much for watching, listening, and I will see you next time. Rahoo.